As you can see, it's very cold outside. But don't worry, feel at home. I'm the host and you're the guests. I'll offer you accommodation. And as usual, we'll do a warm-up or a starter, then we move to the main course. The main course consists of rich vocabulary of human rights. Human rights, it's Unit 9, first year baccalaureate students, and for second year bac students, they have Unit 8, which is international organizations, and it's not very far from this vocab. It can be used also there. Now with the warm-up, starter, appetizer, whatever you call it. So what difference is there between these words? T-W-O, T-O-O, T-O. What difference is there between them in terms of meaning, in terms of pronunciation? And what's your remark? When you finish, you should have a remark about these words. So pause the video for some time and answer. Okay, so what's your remark? We have number 2, everybody knows, T-W-O. Then we have T-O, which is pronounced to. It's a preposition of place. I go to school. I go to school. Okay? And the last one is to. T-W-O. The father says, I love you. The son says, I love you too. I also love you. So do I. Okay? So they are pronounced in the same way, though they are spelled differently. They are homonyms. To. So T-W-O, T-O, and T-W-O are homonyms. Okay, they are spelled differently. They have the different meaning, but same pronunciation. Okay, so fill in the gaps with to, or two. Sara has 2 kids, a boy and a girl. I have kids. He read a book and she read it. You continue. I have ears. You have ears. You continue. And remember, they are spelled differently, different meaning, but same pronunciation. Okay, so still with the warm-up. Sara has 2 kids. 2, of course, it's the number. 2 kids, not 3. Jenny, I like to have. To have. This is 2 of the infinitive. I like to have 2 kids too. So to have, here it's T-O. It's not like the one we said before, which is preposition of place, but it's used before to indicate the infinitive. 2, the number, then 2, which means also. He read a book and she read it too. So they both read the book. I have 2 ears, of course. You have 2 ears too. We move now to the main course with talking pics. They are very telling indeed. Pic 1, you see newspapers that are fettered like a criminal. What's the problem with them? Pick 2, Universal Declaration of Human Rights. I think you are familiar with. Pick 3, a copybook bound with wire which is not normal. It may hurt you, injure you if you touch it. Pick 4, it's the Human Rights Day. Pick 5, a person lying there with no bed, no cover, no pillow. The last pick, it's an instrument for weighing, as you know. So take 5 minutes to describe each picture. In the first pic, we have chained newspapers, and as you know, newspapers are a sign, a symbol of press, the press, so the freedom of the press is violated. Second, UDHR, Universal Declaration of Human Rights. And as you know, it's a historic document that was adopted by the United Nations General Assembly. It was created in Paris in 1948. Third pic, here it's education, which is violated, the right to education. You see barbed wire or barbed wire. You have edges or sharp points, as you see in the picture on the right. The third picture is the 10th of December, which is Human Rights Day. And the homeless person with no right to a house or home, and scales which signify freedom, right to justice. Okay, based on the pictures on the previous slide, fill in the blanks. UDHR is an abbreviation or an acronym here. You have UDHR. Each letter stands for something. Human Rights Day is on which day? The scales refer to the right to what? Scales. Okay, the instrument for weighing, as you know. Chained newspapers refer to the violation, to the transgression of what exactly? So you can pause the video for 5 minutes until you do the exercise. Of course, you go back to the previous slides. Alright, so the key. UDHR is an abbreviation of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. U stands for universal. D stands for declaration. H stands for human. R stands for rights. Human Rights Day is on the 10th of December. Okay, so this is the day on which the UDHR was created. That's why it is celebrated each year. The scales refer to the right to justice. The chained newspapers refer, of course, to the violation of the freedom of the press. Before you is a mind map. You have words related to human rights. Incommunicado, so we explain some. Incommunicado, somebody who is detained incommunicado, he is not allowed to speak with other people. Mistreatment, treating people in a harsh way, for example. Penalty, for example, these days there is a lockdown. If you go out without a written permission, without a face mask, you are penalized. You may pay 300 Ds minimum, or you may go to prison. Religion, for example, Islam is a religion. Dignity, the right to be respected, to be honored. Thought is a noun, the verb is think, the right to think. Education, the right to education. Now with vocabulary in context, so we have number 1, treating someone in the wrong way, in a cruel way, in a harsh way. This is maltreatment or mistreatment. So mal or mis, they are prefixes. They mean wrongly or cruelly or harshly. Second, a violation. This person is not allowed to talk. Incomunicado, remember the word we said before. And you have traffic infraction. He is parking in a place in which he doesn't have to park. Then we have policeman being violent. In the second pick, it's the reverse. It's people who are causing violence. Okay? Now with a more elaborate mind map around the word right. Right, as you know, is an adjective. The right answer, the correct answer. It's also an adverb. He guessed right, that is, he guessed correctly. Okay? But here, in the sense of human rights, it's a noun, something you are entitled to have or to do, legally or morally. Okay, you don't have to confuse it with right, which is the opposite of left. We have two eyes, one on the right, one on the left. We have 2 feet, one foot on the right and the other on the left. But here, the right, human right, the right to be respected, to have a home, to work, to move freely, right to assembly, etc., etc. Done with right, now we move to duty. As we have rights, we have duties. Duty is an obligation, a responsibility towards other people. As you have rights, your duty is to respect others, not to throw rubbish in the street, to do work as required. It has other meanings. For example, here tariff. Tariff is a tax paid on imports or exports. Duteous is the adjective. It's an old one. We usually say dutiful. Somebody who is doing his duty, he is dutiful. Okay? So we have duties and we have rights. As we have rights, we have to do our duty. Now, based on the previous mind map, fill in the blanks with the right word from the box. Violation, duties, homeless, move freely, maltreatment, violence. Okay, so number 1, you have a blank, is another word for mistreatment. Humans have rights and they have what? What else? The right of movement is the right to. For any other right or duty, there is a penalty. Being what? Something that decreases one's dignity. So pause the video for 5 minutes to complete the exercise. Now, with the key. Maltreatment is another word for mistreatment. So mal and mis, they are synonymous prefixes. Humans have rights and duties. You have a right, you have a duty. For example, you respect. This is what? This is a duty. To be respected is a right. The right of movement is the right to move freely. For any violation, transgression of a right or duty, there is a penalty. We're going to be punished. Being homeless decreases one's dignity. You have no home, so this means that you have less dignity. You're not honored, you're not respected at all. Dear students, after a nice warm-up or appetizer and a rich main course, we have now the dessert, which is a bonus exercise. We're not going to solve it here. You can reach me at the email below to get the right answer. We have 6 PICS from A to F. They correspond to which article in the UDHR? We have here from 1 to 26. Which they match the letters with the numbers. 1 to 26, A to F. Okay? To everything there is an end. Hope you've enjoyed the nice tour. Hope you've relished the warm-up about homonyms, the main course about human rights. And you see they both start with H. Homonyms, human rights. Remember, homonyms are words spelled differently, same pronunciation, but different meaning. You've learned much vocabulary you need to practice on a regular basis because practice makes perfect. If you like it, you can subscribe. Be seeing you